What's up, guys? So recently I have been thinking about the importance of having alone time, specifically going on a little solitude arc. So, most of us by the ages of between 18 and 25 is usually like a major inflection point in a man's life because you don't have as many obligations, but you're also on your own for the first time in your life, and you still have like the neuroplasticity to change who you are. And I'm kind of thinking about it, and a big part of sort of this transformation, if you want to do it, is having space and being alone or being in solitude. We're in such a dopamine addled world, and it's always just noise and stupid headlines and stupid thumbnails, and it's just all trying to steal our attention. But not just that, it's like the people too. It affects the people we're around, and now they're all about the headlines and all about the thumbnails. So it turns into this cycle of where you're in this bowl, and everybody around you is just echoing the same stuff and projecting on you, and they don't even realize. So having a period where it's mostly just you, maybe a goal or something, and you just listen to yourself and actually think about it is very important. What I've realized is I'm kind of an anti flash person. I think it's a lot more admirable, and I kind of respect somebody who, you know, shows with their action, doesn't like broadcast. They're just like silently capable. But the world rewards people who are outspoken, people who it's okay to be outspoken. I'm not saying don't speak out. That's not what I don't like. I don't like it when people LARP. I don't like it when there's no substance behind people's words. I feel like words have a lot, should have a weight behind them, and the state of the world right now, just and none of it does. Our leaders, their words mean nothing. All our influencer people, they're just kind of trying to say whatever to get as many people to engage and get their eyeballs. It's just it's not, and I realize how much that personally annoys me from listening to it and just like looking. I spend my time doing a lot of back end code work now. I tried to learn React today, and some like front end stuff, and I genuinely kind of didn't like it at all, because for me, I feel like it's more presentational and it's like polished, and you get a good amount of like you can get your foot in the door with most people because perception is king for the vast majority of the world. But I'm kind of a lot more drawn to power and leverage. Um, I want to be a capable person. I want to be competent because I feel like I've been like, what's it called? When you get your stuff called, it's neutered, but like I feel like there's a stronger word than that, like the stronger version, emasculated. I feel like I've just been emasculated by the systems I've been in. School teaches you to do presentations, and it teaches you to write papers and do math, and it never really tells you how to apply anything. So you're just stuck doing all these little tasks that doesn't actually help the world at all, and you're rewarded for how well you can suck up, how well you can push out meaningless tasks, and then, how well you can go into a university where their top goal is to get you like into some consulting firm or some other hierarchical system where you're just going to eat shit until you finally get high enough to where you can tell other people to eat shit, and then you can feel good about it. And it's just like, is that really, in my call in my few years, you know, since senior year of high school and to now, I I just I felt like I was completely lost. It felt like I was walking towards a cliff, like my graduation, and if I didn't have something, or if I didn't engineer my own plane, I would be dead. Like the thought of just doing some consulting job or being, a finance guy, but just working and working and working, but then your actual out like your impact isn't actually super big, but you get like a big salary, but in my opinion, it's still not worth it. Like I can't work hard. I have this thing where I need to personally identify with what I'm doing in order to put my best effort. But if it's not that, I'll disengage. Like I'll like mess up in the easiest class in the world, but then if you like give me something that actually I feel like gives me agency and gives me the ability to like create, then I'm gonna work on that and I'm gonna like grind that out. And I just it I'm 20. It feels like I spent a lot of time just not knowing what that was, and it makes me feel bad because you see like there's always somebody younger, but then there's like you look at people in who were just exposed, and then they just knew it was possible earlier. Like it's not like I wanted like a mentor or something. I wish there was a way to understand that the vast majority of people can't sit alone. The vast majority of people don't actually know what they want, and they just kind of drown out everything in order to convince themselves and be comfortable, because that's the biggest thing for most people. It's about comfort. And I thought I was most people, and then stuff like that, when I realized they wouldn't do stuff that I did, or they would try harder, stuff that I did not care about, it just made me feel like I was the problem, and I was like, um, not good. It's kind of why I wanted this competency thing, because feeling like you can't do anything, or feeling like you can't really offer anything, it sucks. And it's like, what other way can you sort of prove to yourself that you can and you are something than by becoming capable in tangible, like rare ways? But yeah, I'm thankful I've spent this summer has been me sort of working on something, a big, it's like a money making business. I'm doing a stock analyzer that uses like machine learning specifically for like headlines, and it like helps you get news automatically, and that isn't keyword based. So it's a smarter version of like getting research, and can save time. So I mean, if you're interested, like let me know. But yeah, it's like in the pursuit of that, I've pivoted so many times. I've had to deal with like a lot of failures, a lot of loneliness. I'm not at my home, and it's summer, so like there's not really people at my school. But I'm just really happy I didn't take this like to try and get an internship and then spend the entire time like, yeah, I'd get like what, 3K, but then I wouldn't have this alone time and this clarity, this genuine clarity. And it's like I can actually do things that I'm excited about, and it's not this feeling of, oh, I have to, I should do this. It's like there's actually stuff in your life where you actually will enjoy it. And I think when you just live and you don't actually try and find stuff and you don't sit with yourself long enough to realize, you start forgetting that and you think everything is, supposed to be, everything is an uphill fight. And if you feel that way, you feel defective. At least that's how I thought, because, people I played instruments, and, the people I practiced with, they would practice so much more and they'd be so much better than me. And I would beat myself up. I'd be like, why am I not practicing like them? Or why can't I just try like them? And it's like, it's a signal. We aren't the same. All of us are different. So don't, I learned not to think of myself as another person and just identify what works for me, what I like, and just do that because that's the only thing I can control. But yeah, thank you.